My name's Tim Kidd, Senior Open Innovation Manager at Stahl, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to talk to you today about how we are leading, let's say, the journey towards sustainable coatings and what that means also in terms of partnership and working together, hopefully with many of you in this audience. So for those of you that don't know who Stahl is a global leader in specialty coatings for flexible substrates. So what we do is we protect and we cover things that you use in everyday life. It's fair to say that everyone in this room has probably touched one of our coatings at least once this week. We cover things like leather, synthetic leather textiles, paper, film, packaging, rubber, and so on and so forth. And we are in applications, for example, mobility, so in automotive seat and trim, steering wheels, chairs, protecting the seats from spills, from abrasion, and from water and chemicals. In consumer packaging, also there protecting the contents, but also making the packaging look more, let's say, sophisticated and more expensive. Also in luxury goods, so clothing, handbags, shoes, and home furnishings. So we essentially are protecting what is precious to you and making these products look a little bit more exciting and enticing and valuable. Can we have the next slide? So just a very quick overview. Stahl is a global company. We're about 2,000 employees worldwide. We're in all regions of the globe, from North America, South America, across Europe. Our headquarters are here in the Netherlands, about an hour and a half without traffic and train strikes from here. And also we're in Asia, in India as well. An important thing here is we have over 2,000 employees, and we have 15 R&D centers and over 35 application centers globally, which allows us to work together with the local regions, whether that's local suppliers or local customers, to develop new and exciting, innovative coatings quick and effectively, and bring these to market fast. A key point is it's not only about the performance and the appearance, but sustainability is one of the key pillars of Stahl, and it's really rooted into our DNA. We're very proud to say that we are EcoVadis Platinum and have been for 3 years. We also have signed up to the SBTi Scope 1, 2, and 3 targets, and we have signed up also to the living wage, so we pay people like you and me a fair wage as well for doing good. We've defined 4 responsible chemistry pillars, and what I will do is go through the last 3 in more detail in this presentation. But just to go through them quickly here, the first one, safe and sustainable by design, that's really about detoxifying and removing hazardous chemicals from our portfolio. Renewable feedstock, I think that's what a lot of people are here today about. That's really about removing or reducing our resilience or reliance on fossil-based products and introducing, for example, bio-based or other types of renewable carbon materials. The next thing, and they go hand in hand, we cannot only work on renewable materials, but also we have to look at the carbon emissions as well. So we're also very active in reducing our carbon footprint at the same time. And then something that is becoming more and more important into the planet, as we become more and more aware, is addressing circularity. Our products are designed for life. They're supposed to protect and prevent the degradation of the products that we coat. But at the same time, at the end of life, what do you do? So I will talk about the last 3 in the next few slides. So starting with renewable feedstock. Already over a decade ago, Stahl introduced the first bio-based coating into the market, and that was because of our customers and their customers and the brands saying, well, we need something that is more sustainable. There is indeed a bit of a hype going on. We need to address that. And so we developed the first starting point of bio-based coatings into the market. And then, as we move along, we realized that bio-based is not the only renewable carbon out there, and we were very happy to be one of the founding members of the Renewable Carbon Initiative, where we look not only about bio. Bio is a very important building block for us, and for, as you know, that's why you're here, but also looking at carbon capture and also recycled materials as well. And we see that there is a growing availability of these raw materials, But still, there is, with this availability, is affordability. And that's where we need to work together with the value chain partners to address this and find the right materials, right raw materials, whether it's bio, whether it's carbon captured, whether it's recycled, to bring these to market in an affordable way. And it's also, they spoke about it earlier, it's not only about having the same performance but more greener, but also looking at can it be better performance as well. And if you work with drop-ins, you know the performance is the same, and it's quite quick to introduce, and that's good because you need to build the market up around renewable materials. But at the same time, there's so much more out there that we can do with non-drop-in, higher performance products. But these take a little bit more time to get into market. That being said, so go from 2014 to the present day. We have a portfolio of coatings out there. We call them Nuvera and Impact. You can see in our booth MS606, you can see some examples of these coatings on real-life substrates. And these are built around renewable carbon-based raw materials as well. And to date, we have 24 million. It's not much out of a billion revenue, but at the same time, it's a start, and it's growing fast. So just to give you an example of what that looks like in terms of a practical application, if you take a trainer and you look at the upper part of that trainer, quite often it's made of polyurethanes, and those polyurethanes have different layers. So you have a textile underneath, and you have a base coat, you have a top coat, and so on and so forth. We have a range of different coatings with different amounts and different types of renewable carbon built into those, so that the overall upper of a shoe is based around up to 70 to 80% renewable carbon. It's not 100% yet. That's why we're here. We want to get it to 100% with collaborating with people in this audience and beyond. So it's not only about renewable carbon. As I mentioned, it's also about carbon footprint. And Stahl signed up to Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 targets, where, as you can see from here, we have defined Scope 3 targets specifically to reduce by 25% in 2030. And that's based on the 2021 current things. And for us, that to reduce is about replacing fossil and high carbon footprint raw materials by lower carbon footprint materials. And bio can be really playing a big part there. If it wasn't for the current accounting that we cannot put biogenic into our Scope 3 emission target. So hopefully that will change, and bio-based raw materials will have an accelerated boost. And another reason to bring these to market faster is that they really do contribute to a lower carbon economy. Just to give you an example, so on the left-hand side, so this is a graph about carbon emissions per kilogram of product. And if you can see the traditional, so when we started, we were making polyurethanes in solvents. If you just go to replace that solvent by water, you can almost halve the emission, the carbon footprint. But then if you change then the raw material from a fossil-based to a bio-based without addressing the biogenic carbon, you can get a further reduction. It's good, but it's still on par with a fossil. And then, of course, it's at a higher price. So there are still some challenges to overcome. If we can indeed include the biogenic, then, of course, we can even further reduce the carbon footprint and make that product more affordable and more sustainable as well for the market. So then, moving on to a little bit of let's say the circularity side of things. This is where it's a little bit more challenging. So there are more and more bio-based and renewable carbon raw materials coming on the market. But then what about how do you achieve circularity and the performance and the sustainability as well? And here, this is where we see that even more than ever, we need to work in partnership with people across the value chain. And to do that, we have 2 teams set up within Stahl. And people from these teams are present today in the audience and around. We have open innovation, that's where I'm part of. And here we're looking at working together with startups and technologies which are nearer to market, that we can, as Stahl, leverage our global manufacturing, global sales and marketing, global R&D to accelerate these to market, to speed up the time that need to come to market. We also have a new chemistry team, which is looking at also the more academic or, let's say, developmental areas as well, so that we can not only just take the things that are obvious, but also develop things which are not obvious as well. I just want to finish, I'm sure it's going to be mentioned the entire time through this conference, but it's not only about doing it all by yourself, it's about collaboration, and collaboration along the value chain, not only with your value chain partners, but also across the value circle. So closing the loop, working together not only with your direct suppliers or direct customers, but with brands, with raw material providers, with even the bio-based feedstock partners as well. And to do that, we have a team of people here. You'll see these familiar faces. We're more than welcome you to our booth in MS06. We have a portfolio of renewable carbon-based coatings today, so if you're interested in that, great. We're also looking for new solutions and new technologies, so if you have something to offer, please come by and have a chat. And thank you very much for your time.